You probably think your robin is just a sweet, innocent visitor to your peaceful, quiet garden. But beneath that bright red breast, it holds a dark, violent, and deeply unsettling secret. It is currently fighting a relentless, invisible war that you cannot even begin to see. And your beautiful garden is the very battlefield where blood is frequently and silently shed. Welcome to the hidden reality of your backyard, where survival is not just about finding food. Today, we are going to uncover exactly why robins fight with such terrifying, unexpected intensity. We will explore the deep psychological drives that turn this tiny songbird into a ruthless warrior. But I must warn you, the fifth reason on our list will completely change everything. It reveals a disturbing truth about its relationship with you that very few people ever realize. Number 1. The sweet morning melody you hear is actually a chilling, invisible acoustic death threat. When you wake up to the beautiful, cascading song of your European robin before the sun rises, you might naturally think it is a joyful celebration of the dawn, a greeting to the daylight. It sounds like pure music to your human ears, a comforting track to accompany your morning coffee. But in the brutal, unseen world of the hedges, that beautiful song is not meant to entertain you. It is the first line of defense, a highly complex weapon designed to strike immediate, paralyzing fear. Your robin is drawing an invisible line across your lawn, using its unique voice to claim absolute ownership. The underlying message is crystal clear to any other rival bird listening quietly in the shadows of the leaves. If you dare to cross this sonic boundary, you will inevitably face the most extreme and violent consequences. The song is tuned perfectly to the specific acoustic environment of your garden, echoing beautifully off your fences. It knows exactly which branch provides the best acoustics to broadcast its terrifying warning to the neighborhood. It is a beautiful, haunting warning that says this space belongs to me and absolutely nobody else. I will defend this exact patch of green grass with my life, if I truly have to. You see, the robin does not sing for joy. It sings to prevent a physical, bloody war. It is a desperate, ongoing attempt to hold the territorial line before the real, physical violence has to begin. Because once that line is crossed, the singing stops entirely, and the brutal reality of survival takes over. The silence that follows the song is often much more terrifying than the song itself. It means an intruder has ignored the warning, and a physical confrontation is now entirely unavoidable. Your garden suddenly shifts from a concert hall into an arena where only the strongest will survive. The melody was merely a warning shot, a polite suggestion to leave before things get irreparably ugly. And your robin is more than ready to back up those beautiful notes with devastating, physical force. Number 2. The heavy, unforgiving price of absolute and uncompromising solitude in the freezing winter. While other garden birds gather in large, chattering flocks to survive the bitter cold, yours does not. Your robin makes a much darker, more difficult choice, choosing to stand entirely alone against the freezing winds. Unlike the highly sociable blue tits or goldfinches, the European robin maintains a fierce, year-round grip on its land. Even the female robins, once the busy breeding season is over, will fiercely defend their own private territories. They would rather endure the harsh, freezing nights in total, absolute isolation than share a single inch. To them, sharing a garden means sharing the limited food supply, which is a direct threat to their survival. This extreme territorial behavior requires an enormous amount of daily energy and constant, unbroken vigilance. They must sleep with one eye open, hidden deep within the thickest ivy, always anticipating a sudden attack. The beautiful garden you view as a shared sanctuary is, to the robin, a highly contested, isolated kingdom. It is a kingdom that can only ever have one absolute ruler, regardless of the changing seasons. This chosen solitude is not peaceful. It is a permanent state of high anxiety and constant defensive readiness. Every single day is a new battle to ensure that no other robin has quietly slipped into the borders. To share your garden would mean giving up the only safety net they have ever truly known. It is a lonely, brilliant existence, driven by a deep, biological imperative that we humans can barely comprehend. The winter frost makes food scarce, turning every single hidden worm and fallen berry into a prize worth dying for. And so, your robin patrols the frozen ground, a solitary guard protecting a frozen fortress from invisible enemies. There is no warmth of a flock, no shared body heat to get them through the darkest, coldest nights. There is only the fierce, burning desire to hold on to the territory that keeps them alive until the spring. This is the incredible sacrifice your robin makes every single day just to remain the sole owner of your backyard. Number 3. The hidden, bloody battles that take place deep beneath the quiet hedges of your garden. When the warning song fails and an intruder refuses to leave, the situation escalates with terrifying speed. The European robin drops its sweet melody and immediately engages in brutal, uncompromising physical combat. Hidden from your view, behind the thick leaves, they will violently chase each other through the dense branches. You might occasionally hear the frantic fluttering of wings or see a sudden blur of brown and red feathers. What you are witnessing is not a playful chase. It is a deadly serious fight for absolute survival. They will crash into each other in midair, locking their sharp claws and falling heavily to the ground. Once on the grass, they will grapple intensely, pecking at each other with startling, relentless ferocity. These physical disputes are incredibly exhausting and carry a very real risk of fatal injury for both birds. The tiny bird you watch hopping lightly across the patio is secretly a hardened, battle-scarred warrior. It is willing to wager its very life on a daily basis just to retain the right to live near you. Because to lose this territory means being cast out into a world where it will likely starve to death. The stakes are unimaginably high, turning every single encounter with a rival into a matter of life or death. It fights with a level of aggression that is completely disproportionate to its delicate, small size. This fierce determination is the only reason your robin is still the one singing in your trees today. It has fought, bled, and survived countless invisible wars just to secure this exact spot in your world. The peace you feel while sitting in your garden is paid for by the unseen violence of this tiny defender. It stands guard while you rest, fiercely protecting the borders of the kingdom you unknowingly share. Knowing this changes the way you look at its bright red breast. It is not just a color, it is a warning. It is a symbol of a survivor who has fought ruthlessly to earn its place in your tranquil backyard. Every time you see it resting on a branch, remember the hidden battles it fought while you were sleeping. It is a tiny, fragile gladiator, wearing the proud colors of a hard-won and deeply cherished victory. Number 4. The obsessive, maddening war against an invisible ghost that simply refuses to surrender or fly away. The instinct to defend the territory is so deeply ingrained, so powerful, that it sometimes completely overrides logic. You may have noticed your robin suddenly attacking a shiny car mirror or a clean reflective window pane. It throws itself repeatedly against the glass, pecking frantically, seemingly possessed by an inexplicable rage. It is not acting crazy or trying to break into your house. It is a victim of its own fierce devotion. When the robin looks into the glass, it does not understand the concept of a reflection. All it sees is another robin, an incredibly bold intruder who stubbornly refuses to back down from a fight. Every time your robin puffs its chest and strikes, the enemy in the glass immediately strikes back with equal force. This triggers an endless, exhausting loop of aggression that can go on for hours, draining the bird of vital energy. The fear of losing the garden drives it to the point of absolute blinding obsession against a phantom rival. It is a heartbreaking display of loyalty to the territory, fighting a battle that can never truly be won. The lengths to which this tiny creature will go to protect its home are both awe-inspiring and tragically beautiful. It is willing to fight until it collapses from exhaustion, just to make sure the borders remain secure. This is the dark side of their solitary nature, an instinct so strong it borders on madness. It shows you exactly how much your garden means to this bird. It is worth fighting an impossible war for. The next time you see it attacking a window, you will understand the deep psychological burden it constantly carries. It is not a confused bird. It is a dedicated soldier fiercely guarding the gates against an unbeatable enemy. A soldier whose entire existence is defined by the absolute necessity to hold its ground at any cost. This relentless drive is the hidden engine behind every beautiful song and every quick dart across the lawn. It is a heavy, invisible crown worn by the tiny king or queen of your peaceful backyard sanctuary. They are completely consumed by a fierce, uncompromising loyalty to the patch of earth they call their own. It is a loyalty so profound that it blurs the line between a simple instinct and a mad obsession. Number 5. The strange, unspoken peace treaty it has somehow signed specifically and uniquely with you. This is perhaps the most shocking and profound contradiction in the entire behavior of the European robin. As we have seen, this bird is ruthlessly intolerant of its own kind, willing to fight them to the death. It is fiercely protective, highly anxious, and deeply suspicious of anything that moves within its chosen borders. And yet, when you step out of your back door with a trowel in your hand, something incredible happens. The fierce warrior immediately drops its guard, putting away its weapons, and hops calmly toward your feet. It does not see you as a threat, nor does it view you as an unwanted intruder in its hard-won kingdom. While it would brutally attack another robin for simply sitting on a fence, it happily tolerates your massive presence. Why does this notoriously aggressive, territorial creature suddenly allow you to walk freely through its domain? It is because you are the ultimate exception to the rule, the only giant it has learned to completely trust. To the robin, you are not a rival. You are the supreme creator and provider of the garden itself. When you dig the soil or turn the compost, you are doing the heavy lifting that exposes hidden, life-saving food. You are a gentle giant, a surrogate plow that makes its survival in this difficult world significantly easier. It has watched you closely for months, learning your specific habits, your walking pace, and the sound of your voice. It has calculated the risk and decided that forming an alliance with you is the smartest survival strategy. The robin extends a rare, fragile trust to you, a trust it absolutely denies to every other living bird. You are the only creature allowed to safely cross the invisible lines it has so violently drawn across the grass. It is a profound, silent honor to be accepted by a creature that trusts almost nothing else in the entire world. You are not just a gardener. You are the chosen guardian of the kingdom it fights so hard to protect. The tiny warrior has decided that its world is better, richer, and safer with you standing right in the middle of it. It has granted you a permanent VIP pass to walk freely within the borders of its fiercely guarded sanctuary. This beautiful, unspoken bond is the true, hidden magic of sharing your life with a wild European robin. So, the next time you step out into your garden and see that familiar red flash, remember the invisible wars it fights and the incredible trust it places in you alone. If this robin sounds familiar, if this story feels like yours, subscribe to the Robin Files. A new story every week.